Hello, hello. Hi, message from the future brynniursa here. You will notice that the audio recording of this video is slightly off, and that is because I did not realize that the sound settings were different on my microphone. This microphone had broken for 2 recording episodes, and this is one of 2 videos where the audio will be a little off. I do apologize for this, but I still hope that you enjoy the interview to come. I hope that you enjoy this upcoming episode of Rolling Insight, exploring the TTRPG universe.
Welcome to Rolling Insight, exploring the TTRPG universe.
Hello, and welcome to Rolling Insight, exploring the TTRPG universe. Thank you for being here today. We have a very cool guest awaiting questions. We have somebody that is in charge of Agents of the Circle, not only a podcast, but also featured on ADH Adventures channel, which they are part of 3 games, Heroes Arc, Unlicensed Magic, War Crimes, and The Tale That Never Was. And they are also part of another network, Dinner and a Game Show, where they're on 2 shows, Emerald Sanctums and Kingdom of Mist. They are also a musician, a TTRPG game master, a cosplay content creator with over 16 characters, and really up there on with their Hades cosplay, and an author of 2 works currently published out into the world, and the self-proclaimed champion of Bards. Please welcome the one, the only, Sphinx Akashaa, who is frozen. Oh no, are you frozen? Oh no! Hello? Hello, yoo-hoo! This is great. This is great. Hello, friend? Are you there? Friend? Hello, you look concerned. Come back. I don't know what to do. Hello? Hello? I will try this. Let's try this, everybody. Let's... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Let me just... try that. Hello!
Hi.
Hi, I would just like to say that from this point on, he cannot see me, so keep that in mind as you watch the next part.
My internet decided to go blah. And it still looks like it's trying to connect me. I don't know what's happening. Can
Hi,
you see me okay?
I can see you okay.
Okay, I can't see you. As long as you can see me, that's fine.
What's the last thing you heard?
The last thing I heard was, what was the last thing I heard? You said my name.
Oh, okay. Alright. Woo! It is Sphinx Akashaa, the self-proclaimed champion of the Bards.
Yes, that's very true. Hi, hello, hi, hello there, hello there.
Well, let me ask you, as champion of the Bards, do you have a maraca?
I don't have a maraca, but I do have a guitar. Actually, one of my guitars.
One of your guitars. Well, do you have a tambourine?
I do not have a tambourine,
Oh.
but I do have an electric keyboard that makes tambourine noises.
Well, what about, do you have a violin?
I do not have a violin, but I do have a ukulele.
This is great.
Oh, freezing again?
No? Can you not hear me?
There was like a 2 seconds where like you cut out.
Oh no. Oh no. This is starting off great. This will be good. It'll be good. I shake. But welcome. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. I'm super happy to be here.
Now, I like to start off as a cliche, just so you feel welcome and open. Feel free to ask me any question, and I will answer.
Cool. I like it. Let's see. I guess I should ask the obvious question. A question that has been well on my mind, and perhaps on several minds, or will be on several minds soon enough. Tell me why you think you can take my title.
Well, I think that I can take your title because I am actually I am actually pretty well known for my storytelling on TikTok. So I think that story-wise, in a performative way, I can take you. Okay. I think that.
Okay. We will in fact put that to the test, and that will be a good time.
And what makes you think that you are the champion of the Bards?
I'll be quite frank with you. So some backstory. There was that like weird time a couple of years ago. There was some weird drama within the TTRPG community when we had the whole like bad boy of TikTok thing going, and everyone just so happened to be choosing titles for themselves. And like I'm more of a bard than anything, and I didn't want to be so presumptuous as to call myself the king of bards or the patron of bards or anything.
Oh no,
like
that'd
that.
be too
Like,
far.
champion. Yeah, that'd be too much. Like champion seems like a good middle ground. Note that like it's something that like people might contend, but I don't know if anyone would. And so I made that video where I was like, "Hi, I'm now the champion of bards since we're giving each other titles, or we're giving ourselves titles, and no one contested me on it for at least a year and a half." And so, but I mean, I'm an actor. Or at least I have been an actor. I'm a musician. I'm a writer. I'm a cosplayer. I have been a dancer. I have run the gamut with performative experience. And while not all of my content online may display all of that, I know, and other folks who know me know that I have. And I have the moxie, and quite frankly,
The moxie.
I've got the moxie, and quite frankly, no one else was going for it at the time, so I did.
And we love this for you, even if we're going to take it away from you. Anyway.
I mean, you're going to try. You're going to try.
I am
That's
going
what's
to try.
important, right? That's what's important. That you step up to the plate and you give it your best.
I will give it my best. And I'll do it just as eloquently. Just as seamlessly.
I should hope so. It will be. I am looking forward to the challenge.
But just speaking of that title, how did you get started in this space in the first place? How did you get involved with this TTRPG space that you are now part of? Because you got your hands all up in it.
Apparently I do. I started out just kind of like, you know, I did this podcast. I started the podcast, and mostly as a way of like, let me see if I can do this too. So that after listening to things like Acquisitions Incorporated and Critical Role, I had like inklings of Dimension 20 back before they were actually called Dimension 20, but like hadn't really delved into that yet. And my daughter kind of got into TikTok and kind of like stalking TikTok before I did, and found a series of YouTube videos of D&D TikTok compilations. And so she started showing them to me, and you know, we'd watch them, and she'd occasionally like, "Dad, you could do this. You should try this out." And I'm like, "I don't know. It's like the 2021. So, oh no, this is 2020, like late 2020. And I was just kind of like, no. It was kind of that weird point in the pandemic where it's like I had stuff to do, and now maybe I don't, but and so I created a TikTok account with the sole purpose of just like stalking folks for a while, and just like I'm just gonna watch and enjoy the content and follow like some of the people that I favorited via those YouTube compilations, and then kind of got up the moxie to be like, maybe I will, make this into something. And was initially supposed to just be a channel where I talked about my podcast. And I did my first like cosplay content was like closet cosplay of Badru, and that kind
my
of
favorite.
Like, oh, people seem to like that one. So I was like, oh, okay. And I had only ever intended to just do like that one, and folks seemed to like it enough, and it's like, oh, well, this is fun. Well, maybe I'll do some more. And 2 years and almost 3 years now, and I guess 16 characters later.
You don't realize how much you have till somebody else counts them.
Apparently. Did not know there was that many. Goodness gracious.
You have a lot of fandoms you're a part of too.
It's true. Very, very true. Very, very true. I'm just honored that like I was accepted and kind of taken in so quickly. I did not expect nearly the positivity that I got, and I'm very thankful and very grateful for it all. It means a lot to me.
And you yourself are just like a nice little pillar of positivity, like a little health. I don't know, you just give off very nice vibes. I'm happy that I just get to talk to you today. I'm like, Sphinx, the positive vibes.
I appreciate that. I really do. I really want to be like a place of safety and like good energy. That like, I mean, if I'm honest, it's like I needed this energy coming into everything. And if there are people that are coming into this that I can be that for, then that's my purpose fulfilled. So I'm very, very happy to know that resonates.
Aww. How did you become a part of all of these different communities that you're now in? Like, you're in 2 channels on Twitch. You're also you're doing your own thing as well. So like, how did that all come about?
Oddly enough, I think through like my talking about TTRPGs and my kind of interacting with folk on TikTok and a little bit on Twitter, Ray actually found me. Like, Ray, I think, was the first person to approach me about being in a game that they were running. And Ray is from Dinner and a Game, and approached me about the idea for Kingdoms of Mist, and like, okay, cool, that sounds fun. I would love to. And from there, like, I was in what is her name? I am so sorry. I have forgotten. Alex did Initiatives and Intrigue, and so that came like shortly after. Like, literally like the next week, I got an invite from her for Initiatives and Intrigue. And then we wound up doing. I got invited via Blonde, and I'm blanking on his name, but he used to be one of the co-founders of what would eventually become ADH Adventures for the it was the D&D tournament that they did.
I remember. Seth, what was that?
I don't
it
remember what
was a tournament. I was part of that too.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
And had a lot of fun with that, and like really enjoyed everybody that I interacted with. And he and Blonde later approached me and was like, hey, if there's anything you want to do on the channel, like, let us know, because seemed real cool, and I brought about the idea of moving Ages of the Circle to be a streaming show, because I initially had no intention of it being a streaming show, and then I got to be on streaming shows, and I was like, oh, this is fun. This could actually work for a thing. And so wound up doing that, and have been on there since this is our second season as a streaming show. And then, I just kept asking to be in things. Or people kept inviting me to things. It's like, yes, I will be in this and be in this and be in this and be in this. And then eventually my life's like, stop accepting invitations for things. You have another life. I'm like, you're right. That's true. I shouldn't burn myself out. I think I'm in a total of like maybe 6 games altogether now.
You busy.
I'm busy, and and that's not even counting the it's 2 home games that I also play in. I keep myself busy. It's a good time.
And that kind of brings me seamlessly into my next question of how do you manage to balance your time between podcasting, gaming, cosplay, writing, and your personal life? How are you managing to balance all this?
I sleep very little. Between work and everything, if I come up with an idea for something that I want to film, I take, my lunch break usually, and we'll just hurry up and film it, get the idea out there, and so I can, edit it later. A lot of the things I film late at night, after folks have gone to bed. It's mostly because it's easier for me, because no interruptions, and with the exception of the dog or the cat, and also I get self-conscious about filming when folks can easily walk in, kind of give me it's very much that Stewie Griffin it's fun to play pretend. It's yes it is. Yes, it is. I'm and even my daughter, it was her idea. It's just you're filming a TikTok, aren't you? I'm yes. Cool. She just slowly back out of it. So I also try to make sure that I have at least one day that I keep for myself, that I don't do anything on, I don't play any games on, that I can wholly dedicate to hanging out with my family. And then it's also good that a lot of the games that I'm in tend to be scheduled on East Coast time or Central Standard Time. So what's later there, because I live in the Pacific Northwest, what's later for them is still moderately okay time frame for me. So I still have time to spend with my wife and my daughter and our animals, and just kind of hang out and just kind of chill before they go to bed, and then I go off to do whatever I do during the evening or later evenings.
How fun. That's something I've always wondered, because you're busy. I'm how does he do it all? How does he do it all?
Yeah. Some things do get sidelined. I probably should be working on music a lot more than what I am, but with a lot of the other things that I'm doing, the music kind of gets pushed off unless the music somehow funnels into the thing that I'm doing, and then at which point I'm great, I can work on this too. Excellent, I have an excuse, and then I can lock into recording stuff and all that. But yeah, it's a lot of scheduling, a lot of doing my best to stay true to scheduling.
You heard it here. If you get as busy as Sphinx, schedule, which I also respect, because so sorry, there was a cat on my lap and now there's not. And it hurt.
Oh.
I have a planner that I also use for scheduling.
Yeah. My Google Calendar is my best friend right now.
Do all of these projects like kind of influence and enrich each other?
Yes, in various ways. Each of the characters that I tend to play and tend to they definitely make me think about some of the things that I write and some of the things that I do on my own show a bit more, and give me ideas to kind of like deal with that. Definitely stuff for the book I'm trying to write, and absolutely it influences the music 100%. Like, I would not have thought to like start writing music for TTRPGs, but here I am now, like having ideas about, you know, battle music or theme music or whatever for that stuff. So yeah, definitely all of it influences each other, like 100%. It can't not.
Tell me about one of your favorite projects that you have worked on.
Ooh, well, I can definitely talk about like the something that is very near and dear to me. I mean, and it's something that you were involved in, the Lover, the Dreamer, and the Thieves, which is a show that we did, a one shot we did for Gen Con, and it's the first time I'd ever run a game for Gen Con for that many people, and it was phenomenal. Also, the first time I'd ever run Glitter Hearts, so it was just an overall overwhelmingly beautiful experience. I got to write music for it. I wrote the theme song for that particular show, which was so much fun. And yeah, I wound up getting to be the storyteller for 5 pretty brilliant players that I am absolutely thoroughly just in awe that I managed to get them all at the table at one time, and that you all were able to do it. You say you were there.
I was there.
And yeah, it was a great time. I hold that like very, very dear to me. Like it was pretty brilliant.
And I hold it dear to me too. Like, it was such an amazing experience to have you DM for me. I loved every moment of it. And you did this really sweet thing where you got all of us dice, and then we all, like, while the game was going on, we all switched exactly one dice so that our dice became like a new set. And it was just, but that
I loved that.
The whole process was so fun. Like, just being with you as you were creating the game, as you were like checking in with us to make character creations in our friendly rivalries. And then and it was just, I loved you came to the table, had this notebook, opened it up, and started reading. I don't know why, like, that was one of my favorite parts as you were DMing that. And I was just like, oh, we're getting lore right now. Oh! In front of this audience.
And here's a secret that I get to tell you, because I don't know when this is coming out. That lore I gave you, you're gonna see that again soon.
Oh, jeez. I get to see it soon.
Yeah.
Like how soon?
That tavern. At the very beginning, at the center of the multiverse.
Yeah.
You'll get to see it in Midsummer.
I can't wait.
Yep. It will appear. It will be the hub zone for the new project. So I'm Yes. We've been hinting about.
Oh, wait a minute.
for a little while now.
Is this what I'm? Is it what?
Yeah, this is what you signed up for. Yes, it is.
Just Me making the slow connection. It's almost 8 o'clock here. That's 2 hours away from my bedtime. I'll have you know. So, therefore.
The brain is winding down.
And my brain's winding down, but also winding up.
Legit.
Now, as
But yeah.
Yeah, what?
No, go ahead.
No. I want you to finish your train of thought before I seamlessly go to the next question.
I was gonna, yeah, I've been writing some extra lore to go along with that. So you'll get to find out a bit more about both that tavern, the place that the tavern is set in, and maybe a little bit more about the nature of the multiverse. Who knows?
Who knows? I want to know. I'm also sneezing. I'm a mess right over here. Jeez. I want to know. I'm so excited. We can't tell you too much about this project, but just know it's coming.
It's coming. We've
and I won't be sneezing during it.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe you will. Who knows?
No! Don't put that on me!
Put that evil on me, Bobby Ray.
Don't you dare!
But yeah, we'll be giving out like hints and things as the especially like once the new year has started, like starting like maybe around like early February, I'm thinking, is when we'll start to be able to like hint out like this thing is coming. So watch out.
Watch out. You have all these projects, some of which you're the head of, all these characters. Can you share the process of creating and embodying all of these diverse works and personas?
Oof.
Woof!
It's how does Brenna Lee Mulligan put it? He put it in such a beautifully succinct way. It's like having a bunch of buildings that are all attached to a larger structure. And I am a larger structure, and all of these buildings are attached to me. All of these personas are just like personifications of me. Like, what if Badru is like, what if, you know, I were a centuries old Aasimar who was both a bard and a cleric. Raziel is very much what if I were an Aasimar who was also a necromancer but wanted to study more positive energy necromancy. Hades, and I'll tell you this for free, Hades was supposed to be a one-time thing.
Really?
Hades was supposed to be a one-time thing as a response I did to another content creator who was like, what if Goth King Daddy came and gave me a pomegranate? And I was like, fuck it, I gotta do it. And so I literally just put on the shirt tie vest situation, just like swapped my hair over and did like the black eyes and was like, here's the thing. And people lost their damn minds. And then it was supposed to be a one-time thing, and then someone pointed me to Deus Just Machina's page, who does a bunch of Greek mythology gods and goddesses, but most profoundly to her Persephone content. And I like found a video that she did that was like, oh my god, this is gorgeous. And I messaged her, it's like, do you mind if I duet this with my Hades? And she was like, yeah, of course, please do. And then I did, and then people lost their minds over that one. It was like, okay, this is a thing now. Cool. And so I approach Hades now as a very much like, what if I were the god of the dead, who very much had like a spoiled younger brother who he was just fed up with all the time, and was just like, Hades is a sweetheart. He's not a bad dude. He just wants to do his job and love his wife. That's it. And then tend to his dog. Like, that's it. That's all. That's all. Who
We
Hades has ever been.
stand.
So yeah, it's they're all of my characters are some version of me, but with like the stained glass over it of like, you know, differing circumstances.
I love that.
Yeah.
I know I'm saying that a lot, but I'm just loving all of this. I'm loving all of this that's being revealed. I'm just like,
Yay.
that's really cool. You're really cool.
Thank you.
And it's just like we're barely touching the surface, because you know what else you are? A writer. Like,
That's true. Yes.
Like, one of one of your works that you have out there, just out in the Wattpad verse, is I hope you get to meet your hero. And I love that one so much. And you said, because I read this on my Twitch channel one time, like I messaged you, I'm like, can I please read this? And you're like, go for it. And so I did, and I loved it, and I still love it. But you told me when I messaged you that it's part of a big overarching story.
Yes, it is.
Share.
So this is a character that I created, in college. Well over 20 years ago. And has been a story that has gone through so many permutations and reworkings and kind of figuring out. But he is basically my answer to Doctor Strange, and is a person who has not had really any horrible tragedy in his life, but he just sees he has this ability and has had, you know, some abilities since he was a teenager, learns that he also has magic, so goes off to study magic, and is kind of dissatisfied with kind of the status quo, and it's like no one's doing anything substantial about, you know, poverty, crime, he's just been disillusioned with this idea of, you know, moral justice, and so he has put it upon himself to be kind of the guardian of our plane of existence, or at least that's the backstory. As it stands currently, he finds out some information about himself that had been hidden from him, and that he is part of a prophecy that is basically, he is the key to open a door to rejoin the mortal realm and the Fey realm and make them all one place again. And he probably would have been fine with that had he been told that from the outstretch, but it was actively hidden from him by people that he trusted. And there's another secret that he winds up getting wind of that I will not spoil, because once
Understandable.
You'll have to read it.
Yes.
And that kind of like pushes him over the edge. It's like, you know what? You deal with this. I'm done. And he leaves. And as he leaves, and he basically exiles himself to Fairy, goes to this like small little hamlet town on the far edge of the Fairylands, and opens up a tea shop and an apothecary, and gets therapy, because he also realizes he's been through a lot in the time between he realizes he has magic and up to that point. He's like, I need to deal with all of this. and I need to understand what happened in my life to make me choose to be this like wizard superhero person and not just do this from the beginning. And so the book has gone from being this kind of urban fantasy action adventure to being a cozy fantasy with like hints of action adventure in through like flashbacks, or at least that's the plan. I'm still writing it, so we'll see how it turns out. But yeah, it's cozy fantasy with some romance in there as well.
Oh, and we know we love this.
We love the romance.
We love the romance.
Yeah, and I'm excited to like, excuse me, excited to finish it. I'm hoping to knock on wood compots that I actually am able to finish it this time. And no, I will finish it this time.
Darn right you will. Darn right you will.
And the plan is that it'll be the first of a trilogy. And the ultimate ending is that no, I'm not going to spoil it. No, I'm not going to spoil the ending.
Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. No, I want to read it.
You got to read it.
Exactly. No, don't you dare spoil it for me. How dare you? Don't you dare. You've given enough.
But yeah. Yeah, I think I've hinted at enough. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I mean, if folks are interested in reading more of anything I've written, I may actually wind up putting a link to my Tumblr page and my beacons, because I've also dabbled in fan fiction. I've posted a lot of fan fiction over the years on Tumblr, back when that was still. I mean, I'm sure that it is still a thriving fan fiction community there, but a lot of the guard has changed since I last wrote, and so I don't really post things there anymore. But yeah,
but
I did a lot of fan fiction for like. There's stuff there. Like I did a lot of Dragon Age and a lot of Fallout 4 and a lot of Mass Effect fan fiction. So
I need them all.
There's stuff out there.
I need them all. You've been holding out on me. Here I am thinking you only have 2 works out there, and I'm just sitting there rereading I Hope You Get to Meet Your Hero, when you have other things I could be reading. How dare you?
I'm sorry. I also did post a few original short stories about that other character there as well, from before the story changed to its current iteration. Where it was
holding
just
out.
Fantasy. So yeah, I've been holding out a little bit.
This Bulbasaur is disappointed.
Don't
disappointed.
Don't be disappointed. I don't want you to be disappointed.
I like reading stuff my friends make. I want to see it all.
Well, I will absolutely put the link to that in my beacons, and I'll give you a direct link to that as well.
As you should.
You can gorge yourself on my questionable writing.
Yes, I will gorge. I'll send you things too, when you'll be like,
yes, please.
You'll be like, Brent, who are these characters? I'll be like, don't worry about it. I'm just no context. Here you go.
I'm into it. I'm here for it. Let's go. I like it.
Okay. Bringing it back. Coming back. What is your all-time favorite TTRPG campaign, adventure, or moment from all of these experiences that you have?
Oh, that is a hard...
It is a hard one.
question. Oof. I was not prepared for that one.
You could have been.
I could have been, but I chose not to be.
I offered. You did that on purpose. Okay.
You did. I think one of... I have so many favorite moments.
You could. How about you share top three? Okay. Would that make it easier?
3.
Yeah.
I like that. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Top 3. Top 3 in no specific order. The moment where Raziel discovers that his memory had been altered, and that he's actually royalty, and not just royalty, but the descendant of a dragon god.
Oh.
So
Oh.
that's a big one.
That is a huge one.
That was a moment where Will, our DM at the time, was like, "Hey, do you trust me?" And I was like, "Yeah, implicitly. Like, what do you got?" And it's like, "All right, cool, go with me here." And then he makes that reveal, and I'm like, "This was so much cooler than what I intended." But cool, yes, let's go. And then there is it's a lot of reveals. I feel like for my favorite moments. In Emerald Sanctums, I play a character named Emrys Grant, and he is a mage in the World of Darkness kind of universe. And it is revealed to him that he is the reincarnation of Merlin.
Oh.
And has to go on a quest eventually. We haven't gotten there yet, but eventually has to go on a quest to find Excalibur and find the person who is meant to wield Excalibur. Has to find the new Once in the Future king. That was a whole. It was like the best kind of gut punch. Like, oh, okay, there's more to me. Cool. I didn't choose the name Emrys with that in mind, but I'm here for it. Let's go. And then probably coming in third will be my character Val in Kingdoms of Mist, finding out that the source, because he's a bard and he's a shadow sorcerer, and finding out that the source of his sorcery power is that he underwent a traumatic experience that split. He tried to grab for more power in order to protect himself from that, and he drew power from himself, or from the darker parts of himself, and that split his soul, his main soul, in two, because he's also a Kalashtar. So he already had a secondary soul. But he split his prime soul into two, and so he also has a shadow soul that he is that was initially trying to take him over and kill him. But they've come to an accord since then, and they are all like, "Yes, we are the 3 in 1." And they are now like, they are very much like of the same, like, we have to, we live together, we share this body, we are going to be the best we can be. It was also the first character that I played where I referred to myself in the first person plural, which was and still is a lot of fun to play with. I love a character who is multiple people all at the same time.
Because you do that on Sunday too.
Yes, with Io and Sidra. I like my Kalashtar. They're my second favorite race.
That's me.
Oh, Gesundheit. I like the idea of having voices in your head that talk back, and then are not just like figments of your imagination, that are actual beings that you can like confer with. Because I loved that there's an idiom where it's like, I talk to myself because who else am I going to go to for advice, for the best advice? And kind of making that reveal to the other characters, where it's like, yes, I talk to myself because there's also someone else in here. Is also a lot of fun. So that's my honorable mention, being able to like be a Kalashtar and talk to myself, and people like and like, oh right, there's someone else in there.
There might be somebody here. Just perhaps.
Yeah.
Is there? Wow, I'm sorry, I'm processing.
Oh, no,
this is
the
I'm just like, wow, you're so much. You're so cool.
Oh.
Well, we've talked about all the shows, your creations, how you go into your characters, your favorite moments. Are there other games that you would like to explore in the future?
Oh man, so many. I have collected a vast library since starting this whole thing of TTRPGs that I want to try. I want to try Lancer, which is a mecha TTRPG. I think Mech Warrior or Gundam. There's Orbital Blues, which I would really love to play. It's kind of an unofficial Cowboy Bebop TTRPG.
Oh!
There is the Magical Land of Yeld. I have the book right here, which is a fun one for I think it's mostly geared towards younger folk, which I am in the process of trying to plan a campaign for my daughter and her friends using that system. So that one may come to fruition sooner than not. There are so many systems I want to try and play that I haven't yet.
Mood.
Yeah, just lots of good ones. Lots of good ones out there.
Is there a question throughout this process you found that you wish I had asked you that you would like to share?
Yeah, I'm gonna be vain for a second.
Yeah.
I would like to talk a little bit about the music.
Yes. Please tell.
Something I'm super proud of. I've been kind of into the theatrics and things for as long as I can remember, but the music has always kind of like been the thing where I was like, no, this is what saves my life. This is what I want to do. And so like went full force into that. And one of the things that has been on my bucket list for as long as I could remember was to put out an album. And I can say that I've scratched that off my bucket list. I was a part of a band called the Gentlemen of Leisure Collective, and we put out, I'll say in 2017, I put out an album called The Great and Powerful, which I am very proud of. I wrote half the music on that album. I performed a lot of the vocals and the guitar on a good deal of that album. And yeah, it's just a fun, not quite cohesive. Like, it's not trying to tell an overarching story or anything like that. It's just a lot of fun. If we were essentially like, what if the Roots just had more singing? And like still like there's rapping in it, because one of my friends is the rapper on was the rapper in the band. The band is no longer together. But it was a lot of fun to make. We did it independently. There was no label, no distribution company or anything like that. We put our own sweat, blood, tears, and money into it. Did not do as well as we hoped. But there are reasons for that I won't get into. But it's something that I'm absolutely proud of. And there's actually already a link to that album in my beacons for those of you who are curious about that.
There is.
Yeah,
You better run.
Yes, that is my favorite song on the album.
That's my favorite song too.
It's called "The Running of the Dead." It is a surf punk song about the zombie apocalypse, and I fun fact, that was the one song on the album that came out exactly the way I heard it in my head, and as we were listening back to it in the studio, I burst into tears because it sounded so sonically like what I heard in my head. It's like, I can't believe I did this. Like, this is something I did, and I made, and I wrote. And listen to it. It's amazing. It's my baby. So yeah, I hold infinite amounts of space for that song. It's my favorite.
It just makes me want to like get up and I guess run. It's just like it makes me want to go on an adventure whenever I hear that song. I'm like,
yay.
We better run.
It's a fantastic piece, co-sung fantastically by the incomparable Julia Massey. She's a local artist to the Pacific Northwest, formerly of the band Five Finger Discount, currently of the family band Warren Dunes. And they perform all across Seattle and Washington, and I believe they sometimes dip into Oregon as well. But yeah, they are fantastic, and Julie is absolutely a sweetheart. She came in and like knocked it out in like one take, and it's like, yes, that's it. That's exactly it. The organ that you hear also is her playing, and just because it cannot be more thankful and grateful to her for helping make that song what it is.
And it's also cool to just listen to the album. I'm like, that's Sphinx! That's my friend singing! I know the voice! And
I'm proud of it.
I'm proud of it too. It's so cool. And like you mentioned earlier, that song you made for Gen Con, that was really cool. Like, you did all that yourself.
Yeah, that's probably the first song that I've recorded where I put all of the first song that I've released where I played all the instruments. that was a lot of fun. My daughter Ayame was a consultant on that song, and she helped me choose a lot of the sounds that went into making that song what it is. So I'm absolutely grateful for her, absolutely grateful for you guys for like giving me so much good feedback and just like inspiration to go off of to make that song what it eventually became. I'm probably gonna wind up remastering it at some point and like releasing it like for real on things at some point. But yeah, I had a great time writing and making that song too. I wrote those lyrics in like the span of a day. And recorded it in like, I want to say it took me about a month to like record everything, like get it, mix it the way I wanted it to, and just I like it. I like it a lot.
I like it too. And we all liked it. We all went insane when he dropped it in the chat. We were like, ah! We were like, it's so cool. What are your plans musically for the future?
I am writing an EP that I have. It's currently titled "Flowers at the End of the Tunnel," and it's got some stuff that I've been working on for a while and some new stuff. It'll probably just be like maybe an 8-song EP, and I don't know. I feel like it will encompass a lot of what my musical journey has been over the last 20 some odd years. Stuff that I've written and recorded that I've wanted to release and just haven't. Re-recording and updating a lot of the stuff that I've done and writing new stuff. And so there's that. And I'm going to be doing some writing, just some more composing than writing for TTRPG music. Everyone's doing it. Why can't I do it? Mostly for myself, because I want to use it in games that I play and run. But also, if folks want TTRPG music for their shit, maybe you'll like it, and maybe you'll, there you go. But yeah, musically, that's kind of all I've got up my sleeve right now. I've crossed one thing off of my bucket list, like doing a band album, and now like the solo album is the next thing. And so we'll see how that goes. We'll see.
And
hoping that enough of you out there dig it, and I don't know.
I will be gnawing on the bars of my enclosure when you release this EP. I will be all about it. I'm ready. I'm ready for it. I'm ready.
Hey. Well, that makes me happy.
anytime. I would like to, and no, don't, I don't know what I'm gonna say. I would like to, sing a duet with you sometime, even if it's like karaoke or something. Because I like singing with my friends. I'm not on your level, but I like singing with my friends.
I just like singing with my friends too, so I would absolutely adore that. Yeah, like one of my favorite things is just like singing with folk, and like even if they don't like know the words of the harmonies, it's just fun. We used to have rock band parties all the time back when the kiddo was like very, very tiny, and I mean, singing classic music while playing video games and people like screaming the lyrics was like it was just wonderful. So yes, 100% would love that.
What you said just reminded me. I sang karaoke with Sweet Tea. He sent me the song way in advance. I had not listened to it, so like my experience with the song was frantically listening to it 30 seconds before we went up to sing the karaoke thing. It sounded okay.
Oh my goodness.
It sounded okay.
Nice.
I was like, yay! I should have listened to this beforehand. But I agree with you.
I'm sure
I like.
You did great.
There's just something nice about singing with your friends.
Absolutely, there is. Yeah.
And playing with your friends and getting your friends involved in your shenanigans, which
100%.
Thank you for being here today. Thank you for allowing me to explore your universe.
Well, thank you. I greatly appreciate you inviting me to be here and talk and chat and just brag about the things that I enjoy.
Well, feel free to come back and blarg anytime, because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just playing this by ear as I go and hoping it's good, that you had a good time, that people have a good time finding out more about you. And I just hope you had a good time.
I absolutely did. Thank you so much, Bryn.
Yeah, thank you, Sphinx. And once more, everybody. Okay, let me figure out my camera. That's the wrong way. This is the right way. This is the way. I'm a Star Wars now. Where are my hands? This is the lovely Sphinx Akashaa. You can find him at Sphinx Akashaa most everywhere except on TikTok, where they are the Circle DM with a really cool logo. It looks like this. Not really, but it does. But it's him. Thank you so much for being here. And
I absolutely loved it.
I'm glad. Thank you for. I'm sorry I started sniffling throughout the thing. I don't know if you can hear me sniffling, but the mic says it's picking it up.
I could only ever hear you sneezing. That was my only hint that you were sniffling. So there you go.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us for Rolling Insight, exploring the TTRPG universe. See y'all later. Bye.